Hi everyone, it's John Mitchell. In this video, we're going to continue on with our maintenance phase videos, and we're going to look specifically at recognition and rewards programs, which aim at giving employees positive reinforcement by providing them with some kind of incentive or benefit for a job well done. So it can be done, I suppose, before they perform the job, and almost dangle a carrot in front of them and say, well, if you achieve this, then you can receive this reward. Or it can be something a bit out of the blue and say, well, you've performed really well, so we're going to give you some kind of recognition or reward. So recognition can be informal or formal. So it could be something as simple as a thank you or a pat on the back, or it could be more formal, where it's an Employee of the Month or a mention in the company newsletter or some kind of certificate at an awards ceremony or something like that. So rewards, on the other hand, can be financial or non-financial. And financial rewards include things like, and these are just a few examples, extra salary, commissions, share plans where the employee gets stock in the company for performing or meeting a particular standard, any kind of bonuses, holiday trips, anything like that where money is involved. Non-financial rewards include things like interesting and challenging work, flexible hours, or better working conditions, training opportunities, career advancement, those type of things. A lot of those are more intrinsic things. Some of them are extrinsic, but you can see a lot of it in that list are intrinsic. So there, some financial and non-financial rewards. It's important to note that there was a question in the 2010 exam, so 2010 exam, that asked about non-financial and financial rewards. So it's important that you know some examples of each of those. Now, possible drawbacks, a lot of people, it's natural for people to think about recognition and rewards as a positive aspect of the employment cycle, and it is. However, they can cause conflict inside the organisation if they're not done well. So there's lots of examples, that you can read about to look at, the negative impact that recognition and rewards have had on the culture of organisations. First of all, here are just some possible drawbacks in case you have to discuss. Obviously, it's a cost to the organisation. Those that aren't recognised, or aren't rewarded, can be put offside because they might feel that they've performed just as well or have worked just as hard, but haven't been recognised or rewarded for it. It can cause competition and resentfulness. So more, competition can be a good thing, but it can also be a negative thing. If it becomes nasty. And as a result of competition, what can happen is that the employees can lose focus on the organisational objectives and really just focus on their own individual performance to get a financial benefit or something like that. And if you think back to our motivation theories, most of that long-term motivation really was focused on intrinsic values, whereas recognition and reward can be seen more as an extrinsic motivator rather than intrinsic. So I suppose that's a possible drawback that you could bring in also. Just to give you an example of one negative one organisation that was negative for. This organisation is anonymous because they didn't want to be named. But what happened, they had really good profit. They had a really good financial performance one year, and they were wrapped with their employees' performance. They were so excited. They wanted to give them all a $1,000 bonus, which was seen as a really positive thing. We want to, reward our employees. They've been working really hard. We've had this exceptional financial performance, and they expected that all the employees would be wrapped with that. But what happened is that it nearly destroyed the organisation, and the reason was because those that were paid, highly paid within the organisation, $1,000 wasn't a lot for them, so they were seen as almost an irrelevant sort of reward for them. Those that weren't highly paid, what happened was that some, felt in a particular project that, well, I worked harder than this person. This person was on maternity leave or was on sick leave or on paternity leave, on long service leave. They didn't really contribute much to the actual project that we did. That, why are they receiving the same reward as I was? All these kind of conflicts started to happen, and the organisation came out and said, we will never ever do this again in terms of provide this type of reward, because it almost destroyed the organisation. And they said it took them 3 to 4 years to turn their culture around again. Again, I don't know what the organisation is because they wanted to remain anonymous. However, that's just one example, and it is just one example of how rewards can be a negative thing if they're not done well. So just to recap, recognition is acknowledging good work. An example, Employee of the Month. Rewards are providing a benefit in return for a job well done. It can be financial, such as cash, car, holiday, bonus, anything like that, and non-financial, such as a promotion, challenging work. And it's important that programs are well planned and thought out, because although it can seem really, simple to give a benefit to employees, and that should be a positive thing, it can cause problems and conflict within the organisation. So for questions, activities, and more, then come on over to teachingbubble.com.